ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
"35-year-olds sitting at home playing video games. They're going to now have to go get a job." That's right. And by the way, that's a good thing for them. Their mom doesn't want them sitting in the basement playing video games anyway.
This is how your representatives, Republican from where is it, Louisiana? That was Steve Scalise. So he thinks everybody on Medicaid is some 35-year-old sitting in his parents' basement playing video games. This, again, narratives are so powerful, which is why we got to push back. So it makes it okay to vote 1 million plus people into bankruptcy, into death, possibly because you think most people on Medicaid are 35-year-olds sitting in the basement playing video games. What a horrible human being. This is why we need to double down on good people who want to be your representatives. All right. If you're in Georgia, you have an opportunity to get rid of a Neanderthal with cloven hoofs. Don't involve yourself, Mr. Harris. This is my opinion. I think this person is a Neanderthal with cloven hoofs. They do not represent most Americans, and they shouldn't be in Congress because they are low vibrational. But you, sir, are doing some things. So I want to have you on to talk about it. Sean, FOR Georgia, Sean, SHAWN, Sean Harris, Georgia's 14th Congressional District. He's running for it. Welcome to the Karen Hunter Show. Hi.
Karen, thank you. So honored to be on your show.
I appreciate you. You get out early. So this is important. I know you are a Democrat. I wish that you would primary her in the Republican for the Republican. Just make her work. She shouldn't have to get by so easy and then come to you, and you've been out here doing the thing. But what inspired you to get out here to run?
Well, I tell you, Karen, I did 40 years in the military, retired as a general.
Wait, pause. Hold on. 40?
40. It was just fun.
You barely look 40.
Yes, my back tell me I'm a lot older than 40.
Okay.
But my last assignment was Israel, as you probably don't know, but I was a senior military official over there. And while I was there is when Marjorie Taylor Greene made the statement about the space lasers. So she was the only representative in Congress that I personally did not see in Israel, because all of them, for the most part, come through and we brief them on what's going on. And after getting home and retiring out the military, and we bought our house in Northwest Georgia, we had no clue that we had bought our house in the district of Marjorie Taylor Greene. And even though my farm is beautiful, we raise cattle, everything's beautiful, I could not just sit on the front porch and be retired and say, wait a minute, after 40 years of leadership, you got to stand up, Sean. And so last election, we actually ran against her, did extremely well. The individual that ran before me was Marcus. And one thing that Marcus and I were taught in the military, we don't quit. So the first race, I looked at it as my test run. Now I learned a lot. I know what we need to do. People know who Sean Harris is now. And we decided to come on out early because based on what we learned, in order to take down somebody like Marjorie Taylor Greene, you can't follow the same platform of saying we're going to start this in Labor Day after we do all our vacations. No, you got to roll your sleeves up today, go to work right now, and get out here on the ground, because we got Marjorie Taylor Greene on the run. She knows it. She is trying to make a decision on does she want to run against me again, or does she want to try to be the governor? Either way, it's not going to change anything.
Oh man, listen. First of all, thank you. I appreciate you. And some of us, like I'm looking for land right now because I have a plan. I'm looking for land, and one of the things I do is I check the exit polls from the different towns that I'm looking at in the South, because like you, I don't want to end up with 40 acres surrounded by MAGAs that I have to, I just read about East St. Louis, and I talked about Rosewood and Greenwood. I don't want to have to You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would tell you the I live right here in Rockmart, Georgia, and you would think that the mega community is a lot of people. No, they just a lot of people that are. I mean, just a little bit of people that's super loud. So you just hear them talking all the time. My neighbors are great Democrats, great independents, and also common sense Republicans. And I talk with people on a daily basis, and we have a great working relationship. It is Marjorie Taylor Greene who tries to exploit the different divisions in between us, and at the same time try to make sure that people feel that somebody else is better than them, which means that we're always fighting amongst ourselves instead of saying, wait a minute, how can we make ourselves better? And that's why I'm going to get Marjorie Taylor Greene out of there, so that everybody here in Georgia, but specifically here in Northwest Georgia, everybody can, all boats can rise together.
Okay, so you decided to get involved, roll up your sleeves.
Mhm.
What's your strategy?
The strategy is very simple. At the end of the day, when you look at me up here in Northwest Georgia, I'm not in Atlanta. My district runs from all the way from Tennessee line all the way back through Polk County. I know most of you people don't know where Polk County is at. That's where I live here in Rockmart. But it goes all the way back into what you would call Atlanta if you lived in the Atlanta area, which is West Cobb. So we go from country, 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 or rural, 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 all the way back into the city where you can go out to dinner at 80 different restaurants or whatever. So, with that being said, my district is very diverse. So, our strategy to win is one, get all our Democrats motivated, registered, and out to vote. What you were kind of talking about before. We have to get that ground game going early. That's what we're working on. In addition to that, our district, like I moved back home to Georgia, we got all kind of people moving from everywhere back to Georgia. And most of those people moving back into Georgia are actually independents. We have to make sure, and I got the independent vote last time. I'll talk a little bit about that. But then, Karen, the main piece that gets us over the hump in this particular district, like I kind of mentioned it, is common sense Republicans and mega. We are separating common sense Republicans from Marjorie Taylor Greene. And in this last election, we actually got the crossover. And in this election, we will even get a bigger crossover. If you look at me, I'm like a Democrat, more like the governor of Kentucky. You ask yourself, how can we have a Democratic governor in a ruby red state? Again, somebody's going to simply say here come November 26th, how did a Democrat win right there in Marjorie Taylor Greene's area? Then the way I do that is because I talk to everybody. I go to every subdivision, every zip code, and we're just focused on meeting people where they're at and helping them get better.
So you lost last 2 years ago, by more than 100,000 votes.
Right? Yes.
Yeah, I'm looking at the numbers in Ballotpedia.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of people. But in your district, there were a lot of people that didn't show up. So it sounds like you are. Yeah. So you're. Do you think this current wave of chaos is waking folk up? Are you having what kind of conversations people having?
Let me talk to you about that. The current situation that's going on. I'm not sure if you know our area, but one of our areas is Dalton, Georgia. Dalton, Georgia has made the national news because we actually had a young lady that was arrested by the police, a young Hispanic young lady that was arrested by the police. They put her in jail with ICE, and we finally just got her out. So from that situation, we have protests that are happening all through our district. These things never would have actually happened. So you actually have all kind of different communities now are coming together, protesting basically every weekend in front of Marjorie Taylor Greene's office up there in Dalton. With that being said, as more and more things come out of this big ugly bill that they just passed, more and more people are going to join that cause and at the same time join me. One of the things I just want to pass out, you talked about the overall number or the overall percentage, which is great. But one of the things about the election that most people don't talk about is 5% of the people that voted for Donald Trump crossed over and voted for me. Those common sense Republicans. That's why Marjorie Taylor Greene did not get picked for ambassadorship. That's why Marjorie Taylor Greene did not get put on his damn cabinet, because he knew that if he pulled her out, that base that she has wouldn't show up, Republican would cross over, and I would be there in Washington, D.C. working for the people. So I think that's just something that we need to make sure we discuss, because when you roll out numbers like that, people say, well, this place is not winnable. The reality of it is, people said that I spent plenty of years in Afghanistan. I made it back. I spent time in Liberia, Africa, doing Ebola. I made it back. So never doubt Sean Harris. The good Lord got a reason for me. We still ain't got it figured out, but we're going to win this election.
I pray you do. Sean, SHAWNFOR, Georgia.com. Before I let you go, as I was thinking about looking for property in the South in particular, because there's a library that needs to be built. And so I want us to be in a place where we can be comfortable. Maybe there's a strategy to move in mass in different places. I had this vision that, 1 million people from New York can move to like Utah or South and North Dakota, because there ain't even 1 million people there. And they each have 2 senators, right? If we're really being strategic, there's a lot of folk who are paying $5,000 in rent in New York can pay like $1,000 in rent to live in Utah, South and North Dakota. And politically, we can change and shift that whole entire area if 1 million people moved in with a purpose. I'm thinking some people need to move into Georgia's 14th district. So you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of not moving there, maybe we should move there, but let's do it with a lot of people. And then that could shift.
Well, I tell you, we have people moving into our area every day. What I want to make sure that when people move into the 14th, that they come here and want to stay here forever. The 14th is it's beautiful up here in the mountains. Great people. But I'll be honest with you. In most of our towns, we got about 2 or 3 restaurants. So if you're not used to that, it could be a culture shock.
Yes.
Where versus I was born and raised on a farm right here in Southwest Georgia, and I have raised cattle here today. And
I was gonna say, what you got on your farm now?
What I have on my farm, we got beef Angus cows. We have some chickens in the backyard just for egg purposes, and we're building our farm. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But I'm a 4th generation farmer.
So let me ask you. John Boyd has been on the show, and the Biden administration was going to bring the money, give the money that they are owed, and now this administration is like, where do you stand on that? And then what can we do? What can we do to help?
I'm glad you asked me that question, because as a farmer, and like I said, I'm a 4th generation farmer. I know John and his organization. What I can do for the great people here in Georgia, but specifically here in Northwest Georgia, is something I talk about all the time, is actually get into Congress and getting the Farm Bill done. Because right now, the Farm Bill that we have is still based off 2018 expenses. Hence, when we have a disaster, we have anything, it does not make the farmers whole. So the biggest thing that I can do from Congress is get the Farm Bill passed, because that Farm Bill is going to address anybody who called themselves a farmer. I don't care if you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever, we all will win if we get the Farm Bill passed. And if you talk to anybody in agriculture, they will tell you that is their number one thing that they want Congress to get done. And in this big, beautiful bill, they did not actually address the Farm Bill. They tried to throw 1 or 2 little handouts, but that still is not getting it done for us.
That's right. That's right. Militarily, 40 years in the military. What should we be concerned about with Iran, and what do you see that you can tell us?
I would say the American people need to go on with their lives every day. They need to stay focused on taking care of their families, need to stay focused on what is happening inside of the United States domestically. Let the professionals, people like me, what I used to be, let us do what we do. We will do it. And you don't even have to talk about it right now.
Hold on, sir. Pete Hegseth is the head of the military, and Donald Trump is the commander in chief. This ain't what you were in for 40 years.
I'm on the record. I am on the record. You can look it up. I'm on the record saying Pete Hegseth should be fired. He should not be there. That's based on what he did with the National Guard, taking them out to LA. So Donald Trump, Pete Hegseth, all those guys know me. The thing that you're here about Sean Harris is leadership matters. Like you, I am never going to cower down and try to go hide in a corner. What I'm saying to you, The people inside the military, yes, the one at the tops are a little crazy, but the people that actually do the business for us, the professionals, they are still there. And those are the ones who actually did the mission, went out there, did things in Iran, came on back, and went on home and quietly went on home and spent time with their families and don't want to be called a hero. So my advice to the American people: spend time with your families here on the 4th of July. Pray that everybody stays safe, and just let our quiet professionals do whatever we need to do through all those different agencies, military, CIA, FBI, and all those guys.
In the name of Jesus.
Yes,
I'm saying something.
yes.
All right, Sean Harris, listen. Sean for Georgia.com. What do you need? Get in now. Support him. Give him support. Phone bank. If you can donate. Let's get this man elected so that we can have a pipeline to making some stuff go on.
We're ready. We're prepared. Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will